One. So usually when I'm reading these videos, I'm kind of like updating a title because titles are really important to the success or failure of a video. And originally, it was gonna say "Invincible Iron Man #9 definitively proves that definitively proves that supervillain in training Riri Williams is not a genius," and she definitely is not. She's an idiot, or at least she's very immature. But Bendis, either I am fantastic at predicting Bendis, or he's checking stuff on the internet and decided to, I don't know, kind of like deflate a theory by making it come true early and then probably undoing it. But anyway, Riri Williams becomes a supervillain in this issue. She invades a sovereign nation with no official authority to do so, and then she takes it over as their queen. I'm not making this up. Okay, so it starts off, and it's a horrible cover. The cover is literally like a portfolio piece where it's just Riri Williams flying through Midtown Manhattan, and then Tom Brevoort and Alana Smith, who are, how can I say this nicely, unfortunate looking in real life. They're not people you'd want to put on a cover. Some people ask me, they're like, why do you there's my socks. why don't you do face reveals? And I don't do face reveals for a reason, because you should only put your face on camera or a cover if your face is something that's really gonna people are going to want to look at a lot. I look at a lot of these geek sites and I'm just like, why is your face there? You're just some dude. Nobody wants to see your face. Male handsomeness does not equate to female beauty. It's like comparing, I don't know, like a little shanty hut to like the Taj Mahal. The nicest hut and the worst palace, there's no comparison between the two. So I generally feel that nobody wants to see a guy's face. Ever. Guys don't want to see guys' faces. Women don't want to see guys' faces. Nothing wrong with how I look. I've watched other videos, other, comic YouTubes. I'm like, why am I staring at this guy's face? I don't care. So anyway, so this is Tom Brevoort and this is Alana Smith. I don't know if this is someone else. Oh, selfie! Oh my gosh, it's a selfie. Do you know you can take cameras, phones, pics? Oh my gosh, it's crazy. I like how she angled it like no person would. But anyway, we get right into the book, and Riri's an idiot. Okay, so all of them start with like this blog. So she goes, "Hey, Riri Williams, I'm Ironheart. I'm a superhero." So this really bad person, this was my quickest Picard facepalm. I was like 5 seconds into reading it and I did it. So this really bad person, my daughter's 7, and she would probably describe somewhat like a criminal as a bad guy. Riri is 15 or 16. So this really bad person, Lucia von Bardis, she attacked American soil. Okay, that's not even the phrase. You don't attack soil. Terrorists across the world, I give you permission to punch or shoot any amount of American dirt you find. The phrase is she attacked people on American soil. Or this is where it gets worse. So it starts off, she's like, she attacked American soil because she thinks she's better than us and I went after her. This is how a 5 to 10-year-old, I'm not pointing at her, I'm circling her brain, her child's mind, her young child's mind. This is the second female hero we've seen who's 15 to 20 who acts like they're 5 to 10. Like I said, when I get to read a lot of comics, I get to see trends. They either write women as mannish lesbians or pseudo-lesbians and basically pseudo-men, or they do them as child's minds in young adult bodies. So she goes, She attacked American soil because she thinks she's better than us, and I went after her? I made a mistake. Now here's the deal about sociopath Riri. We find that she took over a sovereign nation. That's not a mistake. That's you being the villain that you are. Number two, you can see that she's not bad. She's not embarrassed because she caused an international incident and revealed herself to be a villain. She's embarrassed because Riri Williams never makes mistakes. So then we start off right here, Latveria. Great art by Stefano Caselli, and really great color by Marte Gracia and Israel Silva. Child, you have made a terrible mistake. Leave my homeland immediately. This villain is actually talking like a very reasonable person. Wait, you looking like that are trying to tell me what I should and should not be doing? You are crazy. This is the genius Riri Williams, who is always told she's a genius by non-geniuses who have very bad skills at estimating who is and who is not a genius. Then die, armored American Avenger. Aw, you called me an Avenger. I'm totally not one, but that you would think I was on that level is really... Riri, focus on not dying. Right. So Riri is a complete idiot airhead. She is my cliche millennial parody voice come to life on the page. So then there's a lot of talk. So like, I don't curse, but this phrase dick riding has been popping up in my comments. People talked about Tom Holland's Spider-Boy was just dick riding Tony Stark the whole movie, and it really was. It's really Spider-Boy, Iron Man's wannabe sidekick. And this, they want to replace the cis white male, but then they just got to dick ride him on every page, because you can't have an Iron Man book without mentioning Tony Stark in every page. So that she's talking to the, AI Tony Stark, and she's a complete idiot. It's the same as with Spider-Boy. She's just like, can you do all the work and analyze how to fight him, and then I'll just do that thing? Just tell me, do that. I'm a genius, but I need you to do everything. By the way, I didn't create you. So it's just like scan for weaknesses. And that she's so stupid. It's like, why does she hate America? Ask her. Oh yeah, maybe I should ask her out for coffee. Here's the deal. Every time Riri gets attacked, now in a comic book you're supposed to be like, oh man, my hero, my boy, or my girl, she's getting hit. Every time she would get hit and faceplant, I would laugh. And then when I was told she was okay, I would be sad. This is the opposite. Bendis, this is the opposite of what's supposed to be happening. Then we get this cool thing. It's really shocking that there's Doombots in Latveria. Wow. Really good art. Love this art. And again, when Riri's in complete pain, I'm just happy. And notice how unconcerned AI Tony Stark is. It looks like they're building up AI Tony Stark in the least surprising reveal ever to be a villain. So then we get Sharon Carter, who she basically said, hey, I can't tell you to go invade this country, but go invade them. And so then Riri did it. And then apparently then she went to sleep. Because she's walking into the command center and she has like no appraisal of anything. She's like, oh, she's already there? It's like, you told her to go there and she immediately started flying there. You didn't like stay up and track her. You just went to sleep like Hillary with Benghazi. It's like, oh, this whole thing will sort itself out. And then basically it looks like she was purposely trying to start a war. So then the two AIs are talking, and then Riri's an idiot. So the Friday AI is telling the Tony AI to pull her out, and then she's like, wait, I trained for this. You did. Exactly for this. You threw all your armor at me that one time to see how I'd get out of it. I did. How did I get out of that? I forget. This is a 5 to 10 year old. This is exactly. I have a 7-year-old girl. This is the type of thing she would say between the ages of 5 and 7. So then they start talking, and then Mary Jane, who, good job. They ruined the Peter Parker, Mary Jane classic romance to replace it with nothing, and now MJ is just another Stark employee. Yeah. She's basically, what's her name from the movies? Pepper Potts. She's like Pepper Potts, who's not Pepper Pot. She's Pepper Knots. So, anyway, so then she... Oh, hey! B cups, B cups. Oh, okay. No, starting to notice the trend. And then, so we get back to... oh, did I get where they're saying she's amazing? Oh, yeah, so, so then, oh, hey, the repulsor grenades, copyright pending, are working. Congratulations, you made grenades. Again, you keep inventing things that are already invented. How are they working? All the Doombots just flew right through them. Then we get another great panel of Riri getting shot from behind. These are my favorite panels. Then she gets grabbed, then she does like a little burst to get him off there. So then she's being frantic, and again she talks like a child. Okay, let's do what we did before. It's not going to work. When I practice fought all those Iron Mans that one time. Iron Men. Iron Men. You're not 5 years old. You don't say Iron Mans. So then they find out that in something that should not surprise anyone, Lucia von Barda is controlling the Doombots. So then they're like, oh, surprise, yeah, Tony Stark, we think he might be evil. So I think they're gonna do a little fake, and it's gonna be Friday that's evil, but whatever. So then they're like, she's just doing absolutely generic stuff, and then she has to look and says, look at her go. Look at her do something that every single superhero does. So now there's kind of a good bit. So the funny thing is that Tony Stark AI advises her literally on how to do everything. And then she pulls a little trick, but they don't say if Tony Stark told her to do it, because we kind of cut away and then back. So then she says, hey lady, you are totally under arrest. And I, for one... So then it looks like she has a malfunction. She face plants. But it was a little trick. And then she blasts her. I was like, alright, that's a cool little bit. Problem is, we don't know if Riri came up with this. If she needs to be a hero, she needs to be the one who came up with it. That's what killed the Spider-Boy movie, is because he spent the whole time saying, oh no, I hope Mr. Stark doesn't take away my magic suit. It was like, stand on your own 2 feet. He did at the end, but it was like 95% of the movie just dick riding. So anyway, blast her again, and then, gosh, she's such an idiot. Child, you have no idea who I am or what you're doing. What you're doing is you're starting a war. This is what she says. Rude. First of all, that didn't even make any sense. She's basically begging, or at least trying to talk to you, so it's not even rude. So then she's like, seriously, stay down. It's over. It's done. And then Lucia says, this is an act of war. You have invaded my country. This is my country. These are my people. You have no authority. Well, if this was your country, then I think by any definition, what just happened here is I just took it. So try to show some respect to the new queen of Latveria. Yeah, so on that page, she became a supervillain. She's a supervillain 9 issues into her own series. This is disgusting. This is appalling. This is a complete lack of morals and ethics. This is an evil, damaged, empty person, basically a non-person, who's been elevated to this position where she can do this by a bunch of progressive racists who have told her everything she's done is good, and she's so amazing, and she has so many choices, and she's offering this, offering that. Okay, first of all, the only thing she's done is invent something already invented and then rob MIT. She should be under heavy... Oh, and then her weird origin of begging to be discriminated against. She should be in a mental institute. She should be drugged, and she should be going to therapy twice a week. She is a severely damaged person. Horribly so. But the first page just makes it look like a whoopsie daisy, and we know that's going to happen. We know that somehow they're going to turn it around, that she was tricked, and it's just one of those things. Kids these days with the fidget spinners and invading sovereign nations, they don't know. Nobody tells them not to take over other countries. That's why you need your dad in your life. He'll teach you that. So then we get the here's the funny thing. I'm getting so good at this that I can look at a letters page and I can tell you beforehand which letter is going to say I like her because she's black. Okay, it was a little easy because they had a picture of a black girl. But do you see this picture right here? This is SJW Marvel. This is what SJW Marvel runs. Taking characters that these clowns like Alana Smith did not create. By the way, she welcomes herself back to her own letter column and then admits that the only reason she's back is because she didn't do a letter column last issue. It's Riri Williams level of arrogance. Yeah, that's it. I'm a black girl. She's a black girl. I like this. There's no evidence that there is no evidence from this Deborah's letter that she actually read the comic. Nothing. I've been reading letter columns for 30 years. They almost always talk about creators coming and going. They talk about specific plot points. So she talks about she does the I'm totally not a fake geek girl. I mean, I'm like totally heard of the X-Men and the Iron Avenger Man, and then I saw this girl. She's black like me, and she's an Iron Man too. And this character is undoubtedly great. She is. Again, this is a Bart Simpson book report. This is when you talk about something and there's no evidence you actually read it. There is absolutely no plot points from the interior of this. Nothing. So anyway, so Bendis, I think what Bendis is doing is he's heading them off. He's heading us off at the pass. He kind of realized that, these people, they monitor the internet. I'm pretty sure people at Marvel are watching my videos and seeing other similar channels. And they said, oh man, actually these fan theories about Riri being a villain, they're pretty solid. So how do we do that? And it's, we'll just have her be a villain, but then it's a whoopsie daisy. Sorry, no. Riri is a complete sociopath and a psychopath. She has the worst traits of the worst generations country's ever produced. She is an evil, soulless person who lives only for her own ego. You don't need to tell. She took over a sovereign nation. Like, come on. What the hell? Okay. I almost hesitate to rip this because I feel like, just like I felt like we established pretty well that Unbeatable Squirrel Girl #1, that was the beginning of full-on SJW Marvel. I feel like this is the peak for a couple reasons. You can't get more SJW this. You can't get a story where the hero is revealed to be a villain, and then the letter column says, I like her because she's black. Here's me with my black face, and she's got a black face too. Isn't that cool? This woman does not read this book. She does not read it. She doesn't read it. She doesn't read comics. She bought this, she took a picture, she put it on social media, she forgot about it. That's it. This is the only issue she's buying. And that's why all these SJW books, they plummet to earth. Riri Williams is a supervillain. Tell me what you think about this video. Subscribe, hit notifications.